A pasuk came to my mind. Koyamar Hashem. Zacharti lo chesed nu'urayich. I remember the affection that you showed to me when you were nu'urayich, you were a young nation. Ahavas chlu lo'isayich, the love of your embracing. Lech teich acharei bamidbar, like Rabbi Gedalia said before. Following me into a wilderness, be'eretz loy zerua. The land that was not planted. It was an empty and barren land. And I was thinking, am I reading this right? Hashem is telling us, thank you. I really appreciate what you did for me while I rescued you from Mitzrayim out of misery and slavery, and I was doing everything for you, and I had no benefit, and I carried you like a parent carries a child, Medrash says. And while I did that, I want to say really, Zacharti lo chesed nu'urayich, shkoyach, thank you very much. That's what Hashem is telling us. And I feel that if Hashem could say that, then certainly I can say that. You're thanking me? Zacharti lo chesed nu'urayich. I remember the chesed that you did to me when you came knocking on my door. I still don't know why. And you put your family's future, trusted me, and you followed me be'eretz loy zarua, in an unpaved land. There were no roads, and we had to go off-road. When all the roads end with a dead end, we had to get creative, and we had to go off-road. Zacharti lo chesed nu'urayich, the first parent, the second, the third, and the fourth. Lech teich acharei bamidbar, and really, I'm very thankful to you. The schus that you gave me, I don't know what I did to earn it. I didn't advertise. I never thought I would be doing this. And somehow Hashem sent you to me. So I don't deserve the thank you. You deserve the thank you that you gave me, such a schus to be able to do this and stand before you today. Reb Moshe Shapiro Zatzal said, our only schus to call Hashem our Father, Avinu Malkeinu, is because of the parents among us that continue to give to their children without getting anything back in return. On Yom Leirom, we all come to Hashem, we all daven, the whole Klal Yisrael, and what do we say? Nobody says, okay, I think I did very well this year, I'd like some din. Everybody cries out, Avinu Malkeinu. The whole Klal Yisrael, all the mercy that is generated into every single Yid in Klal Yisrael comes through the Tefillah Avinu Malkeinu, Kirachim of Albanim. And nobody wants anything else besides Rachamim. It's only this midah of Rachamim, this midah of undeserved love, compassion, mercy, the Yud Gimel Midas. That's the only thing that keeps us around. Without that, we would never be able to exist. We say, Anu banecha va'ata avinu. We are your children, and you are our Father. So please, Rabbeinu Shalom, don't focus on judgment. Like the Zohar HaKadosh says, 5 words, get out of jail free card. 5 words, remember it in case you ever need it. Netzach, rechimui debanui, rechimui dedina. The love that Hashem has for His children conquers the love that He has for Mishpat. He says, Ani Hashem oyev Mishpat. Hashem loves judgment, don't we all? I have the rules of my house. I like to go to sleep at night and close the door and strange people don't come in and out. We have a lot of rules. We love those rules. Hashem says, I also love rules. Ani Hashem oyev Mishpat. But there's one thing I love more than my rules. My kids. Netzach rechimui debanui l'rechimui dedina. The love that Hashem has for His children conquers everything else. All the rules are only to help, not to break. So when we go to Yom Adin and we go every day and we approach Hashem for anything, the whole Klal Yisrael, there's only one way to approach Hashem is saying Avinu Malkeinu. And according to Reb Moshe Shapiro, the only way that we can do that is because there are some parents that according to Din should say, get out of my house. You lost your right. You need a right to live here. It's not a free hotel. And you didn't do your share, so you don't belong here. I'd love to give you, but you don't deserve it. Din, judgment, logic makes a lot of sense on everything else except your kid. And that midah of netzach rechimu debani l'rechimu dedina, which the whole Klal Yisrael is existing on, with every sick person and every shidduch crisis and everything that we need, everything is being channeled through the parents that have that midah. When I daven in Rosh Hashanah, I say, Kirachim of, like you, Abanim, Kein Terachem Hashem Aleinu. You are opening up, extending the mercy that Hashem has. It's Kirachim of Abanim. So there's a limit to Rachmanis of a parent to a child. And then you parents come, and you extend that to incredible places that Rabbanim, Rebbes told me, I can't believe what they're doing. If they can do it, okay, let them do it. I can't believe that they would do such a thing. Novominsker Rebbe was by us by group. He kept on saying, I can't believe what these parents are doing. Hashem also can't believe what you're doing because no one's ever done it. The way you twist yourselves into a pretzel, the way you bend over backwards for one reason. If this wasn't your kid, you would never do it. You're giving a message to Hashem. We will do anything for our children, anything to save them. We're not going to say things that are easier for us. This is the hardest mahalach. You're all godly, you're all angels, you're all bringing rachamim to Gans Klal Yisrael. The entire Klal Yisrael owes you all a debt of gratitude because it is you, amazing parents. You deserve the awards. I'm just talk. You bring it into Lamaisa every single minute of every single day. I sometimes get asked questions and I give you answers, and sometimes I hang up the phone and I'm like, I can't believe they just said, okay, and they do it. How do you do that? I always tell you, I'm like the little short Jewish coach. He's getting paid, $50,000, and he's telling the 7'7" basketball player how to dunk. And he gets, $80 million, and the little coach, I'm just a little coach. And I'm so nispal sometimes. You call me up in a crisis, what should we do, this, and I'm like, I think you should, and all of a sudden, okay. The next day, how did it go? We did it. How do you do it? For me, it's just talk. You are breaking every rule of nature. You're breaking out of your boundaries. You're using the Yud Gimel Midas Harachimim probably in a way that has never been done in the history of the world. What midas you have, the Shviras HaMidas, nobody could take that away from you. We can talk just among us. I'm sorry for the Rabbunim, but how does a father and a mother, when a child says, F you, drop dead, how do you have the Shviras HaMidas to say, I'm so sorry I hurt you? And you give him a hug and say, I'm going to be here for you. Your midas, the malachim must be going crazy. The rachum, the chanun, the erech apayim. It's unbelievable what you're doing. It's so easy to say, I can't look at you. Get out of my face. You are not grateful. And guess what? You're right. But it's just temporary. They're broken. When you find that pipe that's inside of them and you heal it with your acceptance, most of our problems go away. Listen, we're all here because we have a matara. We have to save lives. We have to save lives. But it doesn't always work. Nobody knows who's going to make it and who's not going to make it. It's a crisis center. Pikuach nefesh. And it's very real when we lose one of our own. The most painful time for me, for all of us, we can't even imagine the pain of the parents, was when we lost Malki. Malka Bas Avram Shulam. I'm so grateful that Avrami and Rivka came here to join us. You make us complete. let's say the tefillah that we say together after every group. Rebbeinu Shalom, you know it. Habedna asher anochi oise im beni. Afal pi she'enei hoilech b'derech tamim, ani oise lei rav toiv v'chesed, v'anochi basa v'dam, mikol shkein ato avinu avarachamon, toiv u'meitiv rav chesed, bevadei roi v'hogin lefanecha lehisnai gimanecha kein. Afal pi shechas v'shalom einem oisim ritzainu shalmokim, v'hakal v'choymet tilmad mimeni Rebbeinu Shalom. And the Ber Maim Chaim wrote that for his child. And every day he said the tefillah to Hashem. It took a tzaddik like Reb Chaim Chernovitz to break out of the mentality of throwing medafarois varfin and give up on kids and cut out generations and lose dairis. It took Reb Chaim Chernovitz. The Heilige Ber Maim Chaim, the Sedira Shel Shabbos, who they say on Shabbos he was a foot taller, and his son Kalman was smoking a cigarette on Shabbos. And everybody said, why are you treating him so nice? And he was a leader. What would the Ber Maim Chaim say if he came to our group and he saw how each one of you, a Gedolei Hadar, each one of you are able to do what he dreamed that parents should do. And you have the Koyach HaTfilah to break Zeiros in Klal Yisrael bigger than probably almost anyone. Anybody else goes to Hashem and says, please help my friend, there's this crisis or that crisis. Okay, maybe he deserves it, maybe he doesn't. You get to say, Rebbeinu Shalom, Habedna, take a look at us. Look what we're doing with our kids. Afal pi she'ena hoilech b'derech tamim. He broke every single rule, and some I didn't even think about making. They're gone. Afal pi she'ena hoilech b'derech tamim. Ani oiseloi rav toiv v'chesed v'anoichi basar v'dam. Hashem, you have it so easy. You don't have neighbors. We have to deal with neighbors. We have to deal with everybody. He has somebody in the family. Are you sure this makes sense what you're doing? You have to deal with neighbors, and you have to deal with negativity, and you have to deal with all kinds of problems. Hashem doesn't have that. So you turn to Hashem and you beg Hashem for mercy for your kids. You beg Hashem for mercy for everyone in Klal Yisrael, because you have a koyach hatfilah that is unstoppable. Nebuch, unfortunately, you were selected to have this tzara, but you stood up to the challenge. There's thousands out there that are still on the Aleph Beis, still up to that first, I don't know, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but somebody came to me this Shabbos, broke my heart. We want to meet you, we want to speak to you, telling me his story. We left Shabbos, we don't know if our house is going to be there when we get back. A horrible story. I said, maybe we're thinking about coming to you, we're not sure, we don't want to, my husband, my wife. I'm like, how long are you suffering for? 5 years. 5 years. I said, why didn't you call me? They're in the dark ages. One of the therapists who we hear Shabbos told me that she met a lot of you, about 90% are TP parents and about 10% were, and she said, I could see right away the difference. There are people wandering around. They still have the first kasha. They know they have to go to California. They don't know if California is east or west. That's all. You know what the strain is in the car on the Shalom Bayis? Make a right, make a left, make a right, make a left. You're going around, all they're doing is going around in a circle. And Baruch Hashem, we have a mahalach, we have hadracha, we have das Torah. It's so confusing what's going on out there, the lies. It's so sad. Thousands of people not getting helped. And we can't figure out why. We say against das Torah. Every family writes a shtar that you're not going to do anything without asking the das Torah. Every family has a rav that writes a letter and paskins. We're the only group in the world that even talks about das Torah. Which therapist says, who's your das Torah? You need a letter to come in. Rav Pinchas today wrote a letter. the Dayan from Satmar today wrote a letter. People are writing letters today. Because people came for the Shabbaton and they realized, hey, I saw this Avi guy. I didn't see a ponytail. The Gemara says that when the Tanoim saw the fox in the Beis HaMikdash, they cried and Rebbe Kiva laughed. So they asked Rebbe Kiva, why are you laughing? And he said, because I see that the same way that the Charban Beis HaMikdash came, it was a nevuah, there'll be a nevuah, a future nevuah. So when I look around and people say, how do I exist with all of your pain? It's not easy. It's not easy. I could use some of the stuff your kids have in the house. But once I start, I'm not going to stop, so. As much as I cry, though, I also laugh, because we see the nevuah of a Heshiv Lev Avos Albanim V'Lev Banim Al Avosam. We see that when Mashiach's going to come, Eliyahu is going to come, and dafka that pasuk, dafka, of all the things in the world, the Heshiv Lev Avos Albanim. Isn't that what you're doing? You have to go first. It's only the Heshiv Lev Avos Albanim. Parents are still waiting for their kid to apologize, like this confused, traumatized teenager is going to apologize. You heard from Rabbi Yehuda Waxel who spoke how to get an apology. As soon as you do TP, as soon as you say, I'm sorry that you're in pain, I'm sorry that you feel hurt, they will apologize. They will put on themselves more boundaries than we could ever place. Somebody told me, yeah, no boundaries? I said, yeah, all the boundaries. Just the only way they know how to get it done is by saying, if you don't do this, I'll throw you out of the house. That doesn't work. Make them feel healthy, make them feel normal, make them feel loved, understood, accepted, supported, and all of a sudden, by itself, boundaries. All kinds of boundaries. And that's what you're doing. I want to take this opportunity to bench all of you. Hashem should see your tremendous mesiras nefesh to your children. They should all become healthy, stable, successful, happy. And then we know Yismach Lev automatically Mevakshe Hashem. May you all see tremendous Yiddish anachas from all of your children. Let's say together the Mishaberach that we say after group. And let's have in mind all of the children who are lost, all of the children who are broken. But besides for the Yiddishkeit, the ones who are in real, clear and present danger of death, Rahman al-Itzlan le'aleinu, those who are struggling with terrible addiction, those who are the extreme TP cases, let's have them all in mind. B'soich shar chayli nefesh b'Yisrael. Mi sheberach aviseinu v'yimayseinu Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, David, Shlomo, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, hu yivarich v'yirapeh, as kol chayli nefesh b'Yisrael. Let's have special in mind is kol chayli nefesh b'Yisrael, hashuyim b'tzar v'yogain, ba'avur shekol ha'kol ha'kodesh hazeh, mevakshim rachamim me'avinu shebashamayim v'yitnu tzedakah b'li neder ba'avuram. B'schar zeh ha'kodesh baruch hu yimal yirachamim aleihem, lachlimam u'larapoisom u'lachazikom u'lachiyosom yishlach lahem, meheir refuah shalemim min hashamayim, refuah ha'nefesh u'refuah ha'guf, im kol chayli Yisrael, hashta ba'golav zman karev v'naymar, amen.